Alrighty, we're back to quick overview of this website stuff. So it's the 10th of September 2022. Fixed some of the weirdness that was happening yesterday. I don't know whether it was browser related or not, but some of it solved itself. But I had to fix a few things as well, which is weird. I haven't updated all the pages. We've got an update of the gallery page running. It's more how I imagine it was going to be. I'm going to change the layout. We've got a 3 by, what is it? 3 by 5 layout, okay. But I'll put the text links over the top here to gain a bit of extra real estate, so I can pack this up vertically. So if I have like probably a grayed out section or something like that. Of course, the longer titles here won't be that useful. Hopefully that'll work for us. But you can click through, takes you to the page. It's very uninteresting, this particular one. Back to the main one. What's one that has multiple pictures in it? I think this does have them. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. There's one that has a whole bunch. Can't believe anyway, the navigation here is basically the same. So from the top part of the menu, it's just going to display the thumbnails, and we'll put the titles over the thumbnails. If I click these at the moment, it does do a pop-up like it used to, but I'm going to get rid of that. I think what we'll do there is we'll have the hover thing too. So if you do hover over it, it'll show you the complete title or a limited title of it. Was that one there maybe? Oh, there you go. It's got a bunch of pictures with it. So it's showing the thumbnail rather than the image at the moment. So we need those things to be the actual image. But I'm not concerned about that stuff. That's minor. I just want it to work at this point. We can just navigate through to different things in the gallery, and all of the same things as before. So you can click to go to a puzzle category if you want to go to the puzzle category without having to use the drop downs. Or if you're looking at something, this one here. So you can just click my name to go to all the things I've made in the gallery. Those little changes there make it a lot easier to navigate. Just those simple changes there. Well, it's got old bits there, like we haven't got the arrows here, for example, which we should have. That's pretty easily done. But what I will do is that when you go to a page, and this will actually be a thumbnail rather than being, if it's the same size, I should say, if it's the first picture, I should say, that'll be probably just cut out. But if you click on this page, you get the full screen version of the image. So we have images that are much larger than the design, and we'll have thumbnails that are cut down to whatever this width here is, 600. I think it's probably go to powers of 2. So like 512, 256, 128. And then the viewer will just pick the one that's the closest to the output size. That's the theory. Here we'll do the same thing. So over the top of here, we'll put like Scotty's voxel thing, top corner. We'll put like the details down the bottom here. I'm not sure how it's done. You can make a container and you can have the things laid on each other. So that'll save some more screen space, and it's more of a modern feature with most modern pages. So as we'll be doing back here, we'll have the title over the top, and that should mean we can have the thumbnail a bit larger as well. I don't know what that size is there. I have no idea. I don't know. 300, 256. I have no idea. We could go to a 2 by whatever. Like I was thinking before, you could have like maybe 2 across. Have I think this area across here is 600, 800, no 700. So they could be like 350, something like that. And have them in pairs, and then have maybe the first six records shown in the larger format, and the ones below shown in a smaller format. So the newest ones on the page are shown. Well, that doesn't really work, does it? You might as well just have 6 records on a page, but then you soon slip off the front page. I guess not that it matters really. Now you can go to a page and use the category selection here or the author selection up here. Well, Puyan, we both worked on Puyan. Mick wrote the base version. I updated it to support different resolutions and fix some of the blending problems. I will have to get this to show the picture rather than or the sized up thumbnail. It's starting to bother me as I look at here. But we've got the basic framework working. That's what I wanted to happen. We've got some cleanup tasks on news because this doesn't do the same thing. On the news items here, you should just be able to click on the categories at the bottom to chase other news in that certain field, and you can. I'll use the link icon here to make it more consistent across the whole site. This title up here bothers me. I don't like that. I never really liked it to begin with. It's annoying. It's nice that as you page down there is a obvious break, but it's just a terrible colour. I think it's just a graphic anyway. Alright, so we've actually got the whole thing, I shouldn't say we've got the whole thing working, but we've got the whole thing now where it's kind of functioning as I wanted this revision to function. The back end of this, so much of this code can be shared. It's just insane. It turns out that the tutorial section, source code section, and the gallery section, the way the records are formatted, I could pretty much use one blob of code and have a common record format, and then just have secondary data that picks out what records belong to what category. So a bunch of records here would be tagged as being source code releases, purely that source code. Other things would be tagged as being tutorials, so that then the body content or the page content, which is this description field here, this Dizzy field, that could be, for a tutorial you'd have pages and stuff like that, and even some of the actual templates here. This is the gallery template. It's one bit of markup code. As you can see, there's no HTML. It's just this square bracket markup code with these keywords in it. So when I view an item, that item gets inserted here. That's all we have. So wherever I put this thing here, if I put this thing here twice, for example, go to gallery, and we click on a smaller one, click on this one. That's our first gallery item, and then it'll repeat below it because it's built the table twice. Right. So we're just inserting that when we view something, we call a function that actually runs through, pulls the data out of the database, and inserts it into this pre-existing block of HTML and just replaces the keywords. When that's done, it's returned back to this document here and inserted in place of this. Wherever that appears, it gets stuck in there. I've got very simple navigation stuff here as well. This particular one has JavaScript with it for the pop-up, the light box stuff, that's the old version. I might chase down a more up-to-date one. I'll chase down a more up-to-date one, so it's, if I refresh that now, it's gone back to normal. Yeah, look, not brilliant. I'm not claiming it's brilliant or whatever, but we're getting more use out of the data we have, and there are examples in here that do have lots of pictures. I just can't think of one now. Isn't that terrible? Going through, it's got a couple of pictures there. Oh, that one's got a bunch. It's got a couple of photos with that one. That one, terrain demo. I mean, this is, Steve's ray tracing thing. I think there's probably a dozen pictures of that in recent times. So they should all just be on here. Just whack them all up there and pick all the way through. And the fact you can follow through these keywords is really helpful. You just go, what else refers to Omega, or 3D. A bit of stuff there is 3D. They're all old, aren't they? What about the Quake loader stuff? There you go. Look, it's better, but it's not, it's not fantastic. The thing I'm sort of most happy about that is that Google will be able to follow these links. It won't really, those drop downs up here, they're very hard for it to follow. They're actually done with JavaScript, which is kind of detrimental to what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that Google's aware, or search engines are aware of the content we have on the page, to make sure that we're an authority on the thing that we are. Sounds insane, but basically, with the way rankings work, is that if you don't have if you can only be an authority on the thing that if you have all the content, So if we have the Play Basic website, we have to have the documentation, applications written in it, and get as many links into this stuff as we possibly can. So, if you've got social media pages, for example, or whatever, then link into pages, They might end up broken in the future, but that's going to be helpful in the shorter term to get search engines to bloody indexes. Because Google is really slow at the moment. I don't get why it's such a problem for it, but this should be easier for it to run through, and we'll either set up a sitemap as well, which is pretty much a little file with just all of the links on the page. The links we want Google to follow into. I mean, Bing and other search engines don't have any problem with it at all, but Google's like fussy now. It's more AI than it is just keyword navigation or keyword sort of density as it used to be, Wow, got sidetracked there a bit. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will be uploading a version of this probably sooner rather than later, so you can just play around with it, see what's broken, and because there will be stuff that's broken, that there'll be files that are missing or whatever. Whenever you upload stuff, or things always seem to go missing, or there's typos with file names because the server's case sensitive. So we'll need people to just pick around it, make sure we haven't broken stuff too badly, and then we'll reassess what we've got. Definitely have to get that news page updated as well. That should be pretty trivial, actually. It's very similar to the tutorials and source code pages. That's what I want to have. See how this got this layout here. Or you can follow the categories that articles are posted under. So if you want to go, getting started, what other articles are under that category? I don't like the top lines there as well. That blue heading is not doing much for me, to be honest. I could probably use that same idea in the tools page, but I think the tools page is broken at the moment. Oh no, so you can have plain mapper overlaid over the top of here with like shade box over the top there, so it drops the colour down so you don't get the text and the background interfering with each other. Just saves some more screen space, and it's just a slightly newer feel about this stuff. Okay, all of our pages seem to be working there. I did notice that yesterday was a page that wasn't working. Which one? Just go tools. Is that broken? I thought it was the tools page not working. By broken I mean it was spitting out errors at the top of the page. So something had not been defined, or I'd renamed something, or I'd moved a bit of code somewhere, As I said before, I've been consolidating all the code into a smaller amount, right? Trying to get rid of repetition, trying to get rid of... So there's one place, things that deal with files are in one place, things that deal with splitting up the records and putting them back together, they're all in one place. Because this is just using a markup text database, which is nothing more than a bunch of string data. When you're in the admin section, you hit publish, it just runs through and generates the versions of that data that the display routines load. It works efficiently enough. We have to get rid of this bloody scrolling thing with this frame in it too. But later. Alright, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.